Hello, welcome back to Moffett Field. Well, this week's the week when we finally try Historical Board Gaming's Global 36 to 45 version 3. So I spent the past 2 days organizing and trying to get pieces on the map. So here's my stack of stuff. So I'm not short of pieces in general, and these boxes here from Historical Board Gaming are packed full. So I've got quite a few things in the collection, yet I find myself wanting for Chinese Communist infantry and cavalry, light cruisers for the Japanese, the British, the Germans. I've ordered some, whatever Historical Board Gaming has available. I've ordered. I have a bunch of American ones. And I thought I ordered some Japanese, but I can't find the box. And I also lost a box of factories that I won at the BBR. So anyway, here's how the map is coming along. It's probably, if you don't count a lot of the South American neutrals, I'm probably 80% there. I don't have militia for much of the board, so we'll just have to use infantry and wing it. There's a lot of, all these Japanese should probably be militia. Medium factories, don't really have medium factories. I'm using these Shapeways factories I designed and printed a couple of years ago. And the majors I'm using is major, and then the minors are the little one stack factories. I guess I'm missing coastal artillery too. I have some of these bunkers from Combat Miniatures. I'm using some of those. Of course, using the Axis and Allies cavalry where I have it available. These little flags represent, those are chips basically. There's some Historical Board Gaming cavalry, a little too small for my liking. Falling Sire Blood's theme on using the Axis and Allies miniatures cavalry. Really like that the ports and everything are printed. I see Panzer King and General Hand Grenade, and I just don't want to put that many ports and facilities on the map. So I think having everything printed, at least for me, as a beginner too, makes it a cleaner map without so many pieces. There's a coastal artillery I do have from Combat Miniatures, one of the few. It also has a fortification in Malaysia. There's a light, the Argus 1919 carrier I need to paint up for the British. I found some of those that I ordered from Doug or Shapeways. There's a Kinchlo in the Philippines representing a militia. India, I use these colonial guys as militia that I have painted up, the Indian troops. And there's a minor facility, minor factory. Things have changed since the last neutral setup. Afghanistan now has mountain troops, but I don't have those painted. I think Iran is infantry, I think they're, infantry. Iraq, Arabia, getting into Africa. Sorry, my hand is shaking. For the British militia, since I don't have British militia, I use these King's African rifles. I don't have quite a bit of the neutrals. There's a Congolese neutral. Another light carrier for the British. These torpedo boats and coastal subs I've yet to paint up. Italians, there's the Greeks, there's Turks, I'm missing some pieces. The Bulgarians are missing a fighter, I believe. The Romanians are missing an infantry. This is supposed to be a light cruiser for the Russians, don't have light cruisers. That's supposed to be a coastal artillery there in Crimea. Quite a bit of Russia is militia too, but don't have militia for Russia. I have a lot of stuff, but I'm just missing a certain categories. Transports are in the game, so I have the transports. France starts, luckily they got the new French set out, so I have some painting to do on that. I don't have the Spanish Civil War setup. Don't have those guys. Yeah, I guess I don't have a lot of people. There's the French battleships. They're pretty big. I think maybe could have been scaled down a few millimeters. The Germans up here, pretty good. I use these brown shirts as militia. There's the Swedes, the Finns. I mean, the Norwegians. I'm probably missing one infantry. The Americans should be okay. I have a lot of American stuff. Anyway, so there's kind of the overview of the map at this point. Here's the list of units. I think me, General, how I'm going to put this together. But I wish it was not just comma listed. I wish it was a table and maybe prioritized. Because I was overwhelmed. You go through this and you're like, how am I, I have a lot of stuff and I'm still short. So it would be nice if they were like prioritized. Do I really, how important is the militia? How are 10 SS Panzer Grenadiers going to come into the game? So maybe if it was prioritized left to right for most important to least important, or likelihood of use or something. Yesterday, I was going through this. I'm like, man, I'm never going to get through this. But I kind of have it set up on the board now. Like I said, I'm probably 80%. These Chinese are underrepresented. So this is handy, but a table format with some prioritization would be good. These are all the sheets. This does not come down from historical board gaming. It might be good if they do sell this too, or include it. But I went to WebEx online, combined all the PDFs into one PDF, and uploaded all the sheets. I want to put tabs on these too. I haven't gotten there. So here's all the sheets with the setup, the reference charts, and then in the back I put the other tables like the technology charts and what have you, neutrals. A lot of neutrals here too. Africa, Mongolia, don't have any of that. Probably put the white pieces for now. There's the tech charts. So all this is in the handy. I got two of these printed. I think it was about $20 each maybe. Pretty nice, easy to do from WebEx. Because I didn't want to be flipping, where's that sheet? Here's the rulebook. Pretty nice. Much nicer than I think the previous version. Well laid out, the standard kind of 2-column layout for a rulebook, 2 or 3 columns. The paper's thick, it's pretty nice. Doesn't have an index though. There's no index, which is brutal. It would be nice. It has a kind of a checklist here or something, but there's no index. So good luck trying to find things. The table of contents is okay, but I don't know why game publishers don't put indices in rule books. GMT does it religiously, and it certainly helps. All right, so just a quick overview. We're going to get playing here in a couple days, and we'll see how it goes. It's going to be rough, I think, but every new game's challenging. And the way I set this up is I went out and got a 4x8 piece of plywood at your local home improvement store. Had them cut it in half, which took about an hour because there was no one in the store that knew how to work the saw, and I've been painting it up. It's been raining outside, and the wood bowed too, cupped. The plywood cupped, got wet. But I've straightened it out, I think. So this is a 4x8, so it pretty much takes up the room. There's my collection. So it pretty much, fills up this entire small living room. And finally, yeah, I've just been going through all the stuff I have, trying to inventory. These things I think come from Civilization, the game or something. I found these online and ordered them. They'll probably come in handy. These could be like maybe coastal ships or something. There's so many pieces in this game. All right, I'll try to update you as we go along in the game. But just a quick overview of trying to get into this historical board gaming 36. I know Panzer King up in Canada, they're going to do a 10-week marathon on rules on the game. I know General Hand Grenades trying to get back in and do some videos as well, but there's a lot of videos on his site. It's to go look at, and rules and things like that. All right. Hopefully it all goes well. Talk to you soon.